Hey, everybody. All right, so slight change of plans with this presentation. So without going into agonizing detail, I got kicked out of my Zoom account on my computer 6 days ago. I can run Zoom on my phone. I can record, but I can't share my screen. I can't show a PowerPoint, and I can't download the recording. So I have been working with Zoom for 6 days, and I still can't get into my account. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but I am just going to go forward. I wasn't able to send an email reminder to everyone who had registered with their registration link because some people registered a month ago. And trying to find that Zoom link in their email is probably a little challenging. So I may rerun this class, but I got to get through the Zoom issue first. I've really got to get this resolved because I literally have 2.5 months of classes coming up. So I am not pleased with how Zoom is not responding. It's really hard to get a human being. So kind of an interesting situation with the topic for tonight, which is all about handling intense energies. So unfortunately, if you are here live, you're going to have to take notes. I know people are used to seeing a PowerPoint, but you're just going to get me, okay? And I've got a lot of information to share. So, all right, so let me just go ahead and get started. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Allie Phillips. My business is called Manifested Harmony. My energy wellness business started 11.5 years ago. I have also been an attorney for 28 years, specializing in criminal prosecution and spending most of that time actually teaching criminal justice professionals. And my specialty is animal abuse, child abuse, and domestic violence, and how they all link together. So yeah, tough stuff. So anyway, I like to teach this class about twice a year because I start watching the energies that are happening in our world, and they're pretty intense, and they are getting more intense as time goes by. So I'm sitting here, I'm just trying to get comfortable. It's just such a weird setting to do it like this. So in December of 2020, I launched a membership program called the Sacred Shift. And what I had wanted to do, and this is kind of a preview of what we do in this membership group, which I'm really hoping you'll want to join us. So what I wanted to do was pull together all of the energy modalities. And, you know, I have 7 different certifications. And I started working with all of these modalities and learning how to flow with the energies that are changing in our world rather oh, what is going on? All right, can you all hear me? It's saying my microphone is muted. Like, don't unmute yourself because this is a very sketchy setup I have here trying to record this on my phone. Can you hear me? Okay, great. Yeah, I was saying I got locked out of Zoom. I'm having to do this on my phone. The recording probably isn't even going to work. So anyway, I'm just going forward. I'm just going with the flow here, which is the topic tonight. So I started utilizing all these different techniques and tools that I have learned over the last, I mean, even 15 years before I started my business. And I started tapping into some pretty high potential energies. And that's how the Sacred Shift was born. And so I want to share with you what we talk about And you're going to learn some helpful techniques that you can do right now to just stop forcing against these energies and just really learn how to get unstuck and learn how to go with the flow. And if you want to join um, our, our, wait a minute, this is just crazy. It keeps saying I'm just going to leave it alone. It's so weird taping this on my phone. So anyway, and if you want to join the Sacred Shift, I'm going to have a code that you can join with. But let me go through of some of the stuff that we have been really talking about for almost 2 years. So we are in an energy shift, and it started back in November 2011. It may have even started before then, but really on the November 11th, 2011, 11, that's when it really kicked into full gear. That's when I really started noticing it. And some people call this, the ascension, the great awakening, the golden age. I mean, it's got all sorts of different names. But what we find is that we're questioning everything more. There is a war on truth. People are pushing back against restrictions. And, and then we had a pandemic. and and we have more stuff that just keeps coming. And I look at all of this not with fear or with anger or frustration. I look at it with the question, why now? Why is this happening now? Why a pandemic in 2020? Why all these protests now? Why are we so divided now? Why are we responding to things in such an angry, divisive way now? So, what is interesting is that a lot of people who work in the energy and the spiritual world predicted this awakening. What happened in 2020, 2020 hindsight, to see the path that we created and to reevaluate whether we want to continue on the path that we had created. And, most people, especially before 2020, got into a lifestyle of being so busy, like busy was a badge of honor. And they were busy to the point of burnout and illness. Do we really want to continue that way? I was like that. And absolutely not. Absolutely not do I want to continue that way. And most people were working jobs and had careers that they detested. It's not that they just didn't like it or didn't resonate with it. They absolutely detested it. So they started walking away. A lot of people with no plan. And so, there are many things happening that are, really coming together to create this upheaval and this change. And we're being bombarded with a lot of different energies to help us upgrade. I mean, this is what is happening. We're always evolving as humans. We're going through a major evolution right now. And I always equate it to like going to the gym and working out. The more we do it, the better we feel. Initially, it hurts, and then we don't want to do it. But the more we understand and work with these energies, the better we're going to feel. So, just think about, have you ever done something that was painful, but on the other side, you were glad you did it, and maybe you ended up being a better person? That's what we're in. That's what we're in right now. So, for those who are really into, energy work and spirituality, we are clearing out millions of years of ancestral disharmonic energy. It's a lot of dark energy that's being given permission to surface and release. A lot of it is ancestral rage for the oppression and the control of feminine energy. And so I see a lot of rise of feminine energy, which is amazing to watch. But I also have found that those who are, fighting against this rise of the feminine energy and all this oppression and want to just get back to normal, these are the people that are getting sucked into negative news events. They're getting sucked into social media that's negative. They're spreading discord, they're complaining, they're striking out, they're spreading misinformation. usually not even on a conscious level. But those who shift with the energies and realize that everything is connected and realize we're in an evolution and an awakening so that we can actually improve as a human race, these people take a different approach. They flow with the energy, they don't fight it. They flow. And so they feel better because when you are so angry and rageful and fearful, that destroys your body from the inside out. When you are relaxed and peaceful and flowing, you actually feel better. So what we're doing is we're literally receiving these upgrades, this evolution, and it is coinciding with the Earth's evolution. The Earth is a living, breathing entity. And I mean, it's not stagnant and it's not dead. So it's evolving. And so all we are going along with her evolution, she's going along with our evolution. And what I have found, kind of the short story to this, is when you raise your vibration to accept these new energies, you will see the chaos that is happening, but you're not going to get sucked into it. You'll see the chaos, but you're not going to live it or experience it. And you'll be able to help others simply because of your energy that you're putting out and the lifestyle that you share. And simultaneously, you have to ground to the earth, which means you're going to ride this roller coaster with ease. So, what are these energies that are influencing us? Well, we know that everything is made of energy, and as human beings, we are highly influenced by energies. Some people may feel the energies more than others. And, energies can, they can impact us from unusual locations. I mean, do you have trouble sleeping during a full moon? I do. A lot of people do. Have you had a day in the past few months, few years where you were so angry or sad or agitated or just really off? You had no explanation for why you felt that way. That actually could have been a lot of energy releasing through you that wasn't even yours. And so we're very influenced by planet Earth and everything that's in the universe and all of the multiverses. We live on Earth, but there are over 100 billion galaxies. That's what the Hubble telescope has told us, 100 billion galaxies. And our Milky Way galaxy is a part of 50 galaxies with 2,500 neighboring galaxies. So we're this little blip that is being bombarded by so much energy, yet we can't see it and we can't even explain it. And some feel it strongly and others feel nothing. The people who feel nothing are generally very numb because they kept themselves so busy. They're just so busy. They're on technology all the time. They're eating foods that make them numb. They're engaging in a lifestyle that makes them numb. So they don't feel it. But for those of us who are in tune or empaths, we really feel it. But everybody is impacted. And I can see it in the way that people respond because everything is energy or frequency. So what are the things that are influencing us? So we have the Schumann's resonance, which is the Earth's frequency. It's the Earth's heartbeat. And the Schumann resonance has been spiking and crashing multiple times a week now for, 5 years. 5 years. The base frequency of Earth is 7.83 hertz, but it has been spiking since January 2017. And normally I would show you the graph showing you exactly what the spikes look like, but I can't get into my Zoom account. I have to do it this way. But the spikes in the frequency, which is high frequency energy, have been longer and higher since March of 2020. What happened in March of 2020? Pandemic. So the Schumann resonance coincides with a lot of events, and this is what I track because it's fascinating to me. And this is where, when you can get a higher vibrational perspective, you can look at things objectively without fear and without anger. And so I've been able to track the spike in the Schumann resonance to the start of the pandemic, I can track it to, global healing meditations where Reiki masters from all over the world meditate for a 1 or 2 day period, spikes the Schumann resonance. So it tells me that not only are we influenced by the Schumann resonance, but the Schumann resonance is influenced by us. I can even sadly track mass violence to the Schumann resonance. And, here in the United States, oh my gosh, we have a mass shooting every day. I mean, I'm, as a former prosecutor, it's horrifying. It's horrifying that this hasn't been corrected, but people are so angry, and there's so many reasons, but I can track it to the Schumann resonance, which is unfortunate and sad, yet it is fascinating to me that a spike can create anger, frustration, fear. It can create a lot of negative feelings if people are not grounded. So that's one thing. The second thing are solar flares. We have massive solar flares hitting us right now. We are not there yet, but we are coming into a solar maximum. So the sun goes through a sun cycle every 11 years. We are just coming out of a solar minimum, and in 2024 and 25 we go into what's called solar maximum, where the sun is blasting everybody. It's normal. This is what happens. However, we have been getting hit really hard in a solar minimum when we shouldn't have been. And again, I can track the solar flares to protests, mass violence, because it bubbles up anger and rage. And it can take a few days for the solar flares to reach us. And whichever part of Earth is facing the blast is going to get the brunt of it. So we're getting an unusual amount of solar activity. And, in May of 2020, we had a massive solar flare during the time that here in the United States, there was an African-American man who was killed by police officers, and it spun off major protests. George Floyd, major solar flare. I can look at it. It was July 3rd of 2021. The biggest solar flare of 2021 was on July 3rd, and that's when Hurricane Elsa was coming through. On October 28th of 2021 was a big solar flare coming in, and this spring of 2022 we had 6 X-class solar flares. X-class is the biggest that you can get, and I can track it to the rise in mass shootings, just like the Schumann resonance. So it's like we have multiple things happening, and it can cause people to vibrationally lose it. Really. I mean, have you felt moments where you're like, my gosh, I think I'm losing it? I'm just feeling emotions. I don't know where they're coming from. I'm feeling anger. I mean, this is what happens because we cannot live on an earth and not experience what happens to it. We experience what happens to the earth, to the moon, and the sun, as well as all the other planets. Oh, so let's go into the planets because we're in retrograde season. All right. So when a planet goes retrograde, it literally does not go backward in the universe. It just appears to go backward. Like it's very stationary. So planets tend to go retrograde about once a year at the most. Mercury does it about 3 times a year. And I think everybody knows about Mercury retrograde because they freak out. So, but the intensity of retrogrades over the past couple of years have been extreme. And if you know what they are and understand the influences, you know to recognize them. Like this whole thing with Zoom, I'm like, you know what? It's a retrograde thing. It's frustrating. I'm just going to go with the flow and really hope that it gets resolved. Otherwise, I have to find a new platform to do all my online classes. So here in 2022, we had it really easy the first half of the year, really easy. And now we're picking up speed. and it's going to go really through the end of the year. So right now we have 6 planets in retrograde. So if you want to take some notes, I would highly recommend. So right now, and I had to write down the dates, April 29th to October 8th, we are in what's called Pluto retrograde. Okay, so it takes 225 years for Pluto to go through all of the zodiac signs, the 12 zodiacs. And it has returned to its home sign of Capricorn this year. The last time it was at this specific degree of Capricorn, which is 27 degrees, the US signed the Declaration of Independence. Talk about upheaval that resulted in that. So for the US, we're going to be in upheaval as we find a new way in the new energies. And I think everybody can agree that that's happening because Pluto is the planet of transformation and upheaval. Yay, yay for us. But what it's doing is breaking down things that no longer work. It's helping with our evolution and our growth, but it's doing it through societal upheaval. Like we're having a big gun control battle here, and we're having big voters' rights battles here, and so many battles. Like everything literally is controversial here in the United States, as I know it is in other countries like Australia and the UK. I mean, so much is controversial now that wasn't necessarily back in the day. But what it's also doing is healing our inner child. So I'm finding that children are being targeted literally with the gun violence that we have here. Children are being targeted because of this inner child healing that's going on, because people don't know how to let the wounds surface and release them in a healthy way. So they're dumping their inner child wounds on other people, unfortunately. So this goes until October 8th. This is a 6-month phase that we've been in. We're also in Saturn retrograde, which started June 4th and goes until October 23rd. Saturn is known as the Lord of Karma. Yay. So this is where karmic debts get sorted out. And man, are we seeing that. I mean, I really try not to watch the news. There are a lot of karmic debts getting sorted out right now. So if people have done good things, good rewards are coming. If people have done bad things, karma's coming. So it's an opportunity for us to review our boundaries, be disciplined. Are we disciplined? Do we have willpower? Are we good with responsibilities? That's what Saturn is helping us with. We are also in Neptune retrograde. That started June 28th and goes until December 23rd. So Neptune spends about 14 years in each zodiac sign. It is known as the master of illusion. But when it's in retrograde, this veil of illusion over our eyes is removed. We are faced with very harsh, painful realities that otherwise we have this little veil and rose-colored glasses to really help us live in this world without being traumatized all the time. So, okay, from June 28th to December 23rd, just brace yourself for a lot of veil lifting, a lot of illusions becoming clear, a lot of painful realities. But what happens to us as people is spiritual ascension. We literally come out of our ego identity and find deep meaning in life. Because when you get faced with some very harsh, painful realities, you basically have a spiritual quest that you go on. People are having painful realities of beliefs about themselves, beliefs about other people, beliefs about institutions that are crashing. It's okay to change your mind. And that's what Neptune is telling us. It's okay to change your mind and say, you know what? I once believed in this and I don't anymore. I don't anymore. That's what Neptune is doing. All right, but wait, there's more. So Chiron, you probably not heard of Chiron, right? So Chiron is in retrograde July 19th through December 23rd. Chiron is our wound, our inner wounds. So I teach the people in my Sacred Shift group about how to find their Chiron in their birth chart, their astrological birth chart, because this rules your wounds. And so your wounds are going to surface during this time period. So be aware of how you're being triggered, because that is a wound to heal. Okay, just be very aware. All right, but wait, there's more. Jupiter is in retrograde. That started July 28th and it goes until November 23rd. And Jupiter helps us see the blocks that are in our way. Okay, that's a good thing. So that we can pursue opportunities and also allow them to come to us, be receptive rather than pushing them away. Okay, it's flowing with the energy. So this is a really good retrograde. I love Jupiter retrograde. It feels awesome. So I'm glad it's happening in spite of all this other upheaval that's happening. Uranus is in retrograde. So that started August 24th, just 5 days ago. That's about the time that Zoom went down for me. So it's August 24th to January 22nd. Okay, so Uranus is retrograding in its least favorite astrological sign of Taurus. And Uranus rules divine awakening, accelerated transformation, revolution, kind of like Pluto, rebellion, big change like Pluto. So we got two of these big planet retrogrades going on that are all about change and rebellion. You know, structures are going to fall in how we do things because they don't work anymore. You know, it could involve how we invest money or where we get food. I know a lot of people who are growing their own food now. But it's a real big focus on inner freedom. And you're going to see a lot of rapid innovation and changes after 2.5 years of restriction that we just went through. So a lot of people are going to find that they're living more authentically, they're more inspired, they have an increased drive on this new authentic path. So yeah, so that's a big one that just started. For me, even though I split all my businesses, half in person, half online, I really realized, what if Zoom just goes away? What if Facebook goes away? What if Instagram goes away? For anybody who's building a business or building relationships online, what's your backup plan? That's what Uranus is going to teach us. Have a backup plan. I did a video today for my essential oil team about never having your eggs in one basket, whether it's your finances or how you run your business. Diversify everything. That is going to be the safest thing. That is a major Uranus retrograde philosophy. All right, but okay, so we have 6 planets in retrograde right now. Next month in September, we go up to 7. It's going to be awesome. So what happens? September 10th through October 2nd, Mercury retrograde. We get her 3 to 4 times a year, and woohoo! So Mercury, September 10th, she's going to start her retrograde in Gemini, but she's going to end it in Taurus. And this is an opportunity to just chill out and reflect. Do not freak out. I said chill out. If you freak out, it's like Mercury kind of likes that and is like, oh, you're freaking out. Let me give you more of that. Don't freak out. Chill out instead. And, you know, understand that your words, you know, Mercury is about communication. Understand that your words can heal or they can cut and harm. Okay, so some hot button societal issues are going to happen. Last time Mercury was in retrograde, the whole Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial was happening. And I'm like, well, this is all Mercury retrograde. So you may find debates happening, but it's a time of self-care and introspection. Okay. Then October 30th to January 13th of 2023, Mars goes retrograde. Mars is the planet of anger and frustration. So it's going to bring out your frustrations. You're going to feel provoked. Watch where you're getting angry, because that's where you heal. That's where you're going to heal. And it's overlapping enough with Chiron retrograde to heal those wounds that are popping up as anger and frustration. So just be careful in how you're communicating. Be really super careful on social media. You know, just, my mom always taught me, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's a good thing to practice during Mars retrograde. But figure out why you're being triggered so that you can heal it. All right. So I talked Schumann resonance that's impacting us, solar flares that's impacting us, We're in retrograde season. That's impacting us. Oh, but wait, there's more. We have another eclipse season coming up. Okay. So we had an eclipse season earlier this spring. And then we are coming back to eclipse season. Oh, when is that coming up? Hold on, let me pull this up on my computer that you obviously cannot see. October 25th, we have a partial solar eclipse. And then November 7th through 8th, we have a total lunar eclipse. So though that's going to happen when we have 5 planets in retrograde. Okay. All righty then. Let's go with it. So eclipses challenge our mindset and our lifestyle. Um, it's an opportunity to let go of anger, let go of negative energies, really give us an opportunity to look at our resources, our possessions, our finances, our safety, our security. Whether we want to say that we're in a recession or not, how are you doing with your resources, your possessions, your finances, your safety, your security? How are you doing? The eclipse season is really going to bring that front and center for you to look at, because are you finding strength? Are you reevaluating? Are you making sure that you have your eggs in more than one basket? Are you doing what makes you happy and what gives you self-worth? That's what's happening. Oh, and then earlier this month on August 8th, we had the Lion's Gate, which is all this powerful manifestation energy that came in. Woo! So, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot that's going on. So, all right. So I'm going to jump ahead here a little bit, and I want to talk about what you can do, because you may be thinking, "Holy crap, what do I do?" All right. Let me make some notes here. Drinking water is very important to keeping the energy in your body moving. All right. You need to drink in water, purified water, half your weight in ounces every day. You heard me right. Half your weight in ounces. If you weigh 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water. Put your essential oils, your vitality oils in there, and it'll just help your body do a detox. Because if you are putting processed food and junk food in your body, if you are treating your body like a junkyard, you're going to get junkyard results. And you're not going to be able to flow with these energies. You are going to feel horrible. You're going to have aches and pains, and you're going to start thinking that you have all of these diseases. And I mean, you're just going to feel bad. You've got to eat real food. You've got to flush your body with water all the time. So I read something interesting yesterday, because a lot of people won't drink water before they go to bed. And this doctor said, oh, no. You drink 8 ounces of water before you go to bed, because what it does is it helps protect your heart and help protect you from having a stroke in the middle of the night. What? I had never heard that. It's like, that's brilliant. Now I'm drinking water. Okay. So drink water to get the energy in your body moving. Number 2, give yourself quiet time, meditation time, prayer time, whatever you want to call it. Give it to yourself daily. Settle into a routine that helps you focus on your inner voice and your inner guidance. Because when you can quiet the busy brain, you're going to get all the guidance you need. And the guidance is going to say, drink more water. You need to eat better. That job is about to kill you. That relationship is not healthy for you. You need to do yoga. You're going to get all this guidance, because your higher self, your inner intuitive voice knows exactly what you need. But if you're go all the time, you're never going to hear it. So whether it's meditation, prayer, quiet time, get your oils, get your crystals, calm yourself down, and do that every day. And if you think to yourself, Allie, I don't have time. Okay, then I really want you to answer this question for yourself. Who's living your life? Because if you don't have time for even 10 minutes, you're not living your life. Your calendar is. Take back your life. You'll actually work more efficiently. Number 3, work on your emotional wounds, okay? Learn about Chiron. We're in Chiron retrograde, all about wounds. So run your astrological chart and look for Chiron and just do some online research. We talk about this in the Sacred Shift. If you come into the Sacred Shift, I will help you understand what your Chiron wound is. Number 4, in working on your emotional wounds, you're also going to work on your shadow self. Because the shadow side, the negative side of us, the dark side of us wants to heal those wounds. Where you have light, you have dark. Okay. So we all have a shadow side in us, and it comes out in our weaknesses and our sabotage. We all sabotage. Okay. That's what is ready for healing. And some of this is ancestral. It's not even yours. Okay. Lucky you. And it's coming through you to be healed. And I see the shadow self coming through on social media with shaming and people showing their wounds, but not being willing to do the things to feel better. They learn all this stuff, they come to classes like this, and they don't do a darn thing. That is your shadow coming out. If you actually do the things, you start healing your shadow. All right, number 5, increase your intuition. And this comes from detoxing your entire energy field. So, if you're, like I said, if you're eating junk processed foods, you're not going to be intuitive. You got to clean your emotional energy field, which I just talked about, your Chiron wounds and your shadow self. When you can detox your entire energy field, you will start to see clearly. So you really have to detox body, mind, and spirit. We talk about this in the Sacred Shift, how to work with oils, how to work with crystals, but that's really important. All right, number 6, you have to learn how to discern your own truth. I could go into a full-on class on this, but there are multiple timelines happening, and you may be thinking, what the heck is she talking about? Here's a short example. 2 people witness the exact same thing and have 2 very different viewpoints. It's multiple timelines. And so we don't necessarily know what's true anymore. So be very discerning of media. Find multiple sources to get information that you trust, especially those that talk about energetics. If anything sounds so crazy, it probably is. If anything sounds too negative, I'd run away from it. So be discerning about what social media posts you see. Liberally use the unfollow and snooze button until people start to wake up. Because I see people sharing the same faulty information over and over again. Honestly, if I see one more Facebook post of people saying, I am putting Facebook on notice that you cannot use my photos, oh my gosh, that has long since debunked. That post is actually making you a target of hackers, and your Facebook account is going to be hacked. People are just blindly following things. They're not discerning for themselves what is true, what is accurate. It's literally follow the leader. And the leader isn't necessarily leading you right. So be discerning, because if you're not, it's going to impact your energy and it's going to slow you down, and you're literally going to go down a rabbit hole. Okay. Let's see. What am I on? Number 7. Just be aware that we are in a shift and shine your light. Remaining positive and shining your light is really important. We can't bury our heads in positivity, but knowing that there are negative things in our world that are bubbling up to be released, just even knowing that, you can shine a light on it. So if you consider yourself a light worker, shine your light. Because when there is darkness in the world, you can't banish darkness. All you can do is turn on the light. We are all light workers. We're going to turn on that light. So when I see shaming on social media, that is an old negative energy trying to stay active. When I see, laws being passed to restrict what women can do, not only here in the US, but in other countries, like in Middle Eastern countries, that is the old negative masculine warring energy of Pisces in its last gasp of breath, literally just grabbing at anything that it can. Women, shine your light. Stand strong, because it is a feminine energy that is rising. Can't stop it. It's happening. And so when I see all this old negative energy, don't engage. That sort of anger is not persuasive. You just living your life and sharing it with people, that's persuasive. Okay. Especially when you're a light worker. All right. Number 8, express your authentic higher self. Share your life, share the unique things that you're doing. Copy and pasting on social media is old energy. That's not authentic. Nobody wants to see that. Share your life, share the good parts, share what you're working on to change. Social media is not a psychiatrist, but you can talk about, hey, I'm working on this. I'm working on cleaning up my diet. I just found, this new smoothie recipe and I want to share it with you all. That's so much better than going on social media and complaining about, oh, I need to do this and I don't know what to do and I'm really depressed and I'm getting headaches. Yeah, that is an old negative energy. So it's learning how to share the inspiration of the changes that you're making. That's expressing your higher authentic self, because you may help somebody. That's very beneficial. Number 9, earth and be with nature. Put your bare feet on the ground, go out and hug a tree. When you connect with the earth's energy, you go with her ups and downs. This is why I spend so much time at Lake Michigan, one of the most beautiful lakes in the world. I think it's why I moved back home to live in a state that's literally surrounded by the 5 Great Lakes, because water energy is very healing for me. And it helps me be my best so that I can help other people. So, all right. I mean, it just, what I find is, if you're stuck, if things have been going wrong, speak and pray to the solution, not the problem. I see a lot of people talking about the problems and they are literally fueling energy into it. Manifestation energy is so strong right now, especially on the heels of the Lion's Gate of August 8th. And if you are focused on the problems of the world, you're going to give it energy. If you are focused on your problems, you're going to give it energy. If you're talking about your problems, you really gave it energy. If you're putting your problems on social media, wow. I mean, you just literally sent out to the universe, send me more of this. But if you focus on the good things happening, it's going to raise your vibration. Because when you speak, put your hand to your throat. When you speak, there's a vibration. Every word you say is like you're placing an order on Amazon. Okay? So when you are speaking to a solution, not the problem, that is the energy we're in, because we cannot solve a problem with the same old dark energy that created it. Shining a light is how we solve all the problems. Okay? So let me talk about some essential oils. All right. So in general, my favorite essential oil for this time period is the Transformation Blend. It is for those moments when you hear that little voice telling you that you're crazy and you're not worthy, and it tries to keep you where you're at. What Transformation Blend from Young Living, what it does is it cleans out the emotions and the beliefs and the blocks that are standing in your way, because we are given opportunities every day. These opportunities tap on your head to say, hello, pay attention. Some people feel it as a headache or a migraine. This will transform old belief systems and the poverty mindset of, I can't, I don't, I can't do that. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I can't leave my job. I can't do that. That is a lack mindset. Transformation changes that. The other overall oil that I like, and then I'm going to get into some that do very specific things, but the other overall that I like is the Divine Destiny Kit. It's got 3 oils, Divine Destiny, Be Blessed, and Be Creative. Because when you're ready to stop playing small and to shine your light and your unique gifts, You know, when you've reached a high enough level of frustration that you're ready to live your life your way, but then you freak out and you stop yourself, this is the kick that is going to kick you into shining your light. So these 3 oils open your heart and your mind to transform your thoughts and set your creative motion in action. All right. Now, a lot of what we're going through is helping us to work on our inner self. There are 2 oils that I like: sacred frankincense, which I feel is a higher frequency than frankincense because it has higher alpha pinene in it. And it gives you a connection with soul and spirit going back thousands of years. And it helps move you out of an ego driven lifestyle. That's what I like sacred frankincense for. The awaken oil helps open you to your potential. It helps with meditation and visualizing and manifesting so that you can really make personal changes to manifest your dreams. When you smell it, it stimulates your right brain of creativity and intuition to expand your consciousness. And it actually blends 5 blends together. You know what the 5 blends are that make up Awaken? Joy, present time, forgiveness, dream catcher, and harmony. Isn't that amazing? That is an oil everybody must have. Okay, we are also called to work on healing our emotional wounds and doing shadow work. 2 oils: release, blend, name it, and release it. This helps with sacred rage, that anger that bubbles up in you, and you're like, where is this coming from? Release it. And then rose. It's a deep heart healer for forgiveness, for unity, for releasing fears, and you become whole. Okay. All right. For discernment, and this is relating to a lot of what I just talked about, of the things that that we can do to help get through this. Discerning truth was one of those factors, right? 2 oils. Actually, do I have them here? I know I have them here. Where are they? Oh, here's one. Gary's Light. This blend was created to help us with discernment so that we know what is true and we know what is right for ourselves. It also brings us into spiritual connection and opens our mind, yet provides protection. All right. So I really like that oil. Oh my gosh, it's so high vibrational. And the second oil for discernment is Rise Above. I am working on fumes. That one I've got to order again. I love the smell of this. It helps you create an environment where you can transform negative thoughts into positive thoughts and motivating intentions. So it opens you up to new ideas. It can be used to transform old thoughts that hold you back so that you can rise above and help achieve your soul's true purpose. That's kind of the whole purpose of the Sacred Shift group that I created. Should have called it Rise Above. All right, the next category is how can we shine our light in a world that is full of anger and fear and stress? Well, you got to be brave. You got to be brave. So one oil is Valor. That's your oil of courage. Okay, I think we all know what Valor does. The other oil is the Higher Unity Blend. This connects your higher mind with the highest truth, not ego truth, not media truth, not social media truth, higher source, elevated truth for the best guidance. And it reconnects your heart to your higher intuition, higher truth energy, like a GPS system to help you know your truth and guide you in the right direction. That's what Higher Unity does. Who's going to run out and go get that oil now? And then connecting to your authentic higher self, I have 2 oils. Cassia, which is a really sweet, soft cinnamon scent. I love cassia because it helps to connect us with who we really are at a soul level. And what that is that we are really free. And we have a soul path to live and to help others with their soul path. But we are free. We really are. If you don't feel free, it's because you are allowing outside influences to tell you that you're not free. You get to choose your own truth. That's what cassia does. And then highest potential. Where do I have highest potential? Ooh, I love this. It helps you to connect to your highest self build confidence, release limiting beliefs. It shifts you from focusing on your flaws to focusing on your potential. So it's very uplifting, very inspirational, and it gathers your most powerful energy to you and open you to all that is. So those are my oils to help through this energy shift. It's a lot of oils, but they all do something different. Now, when it comes to crystals, you can find 1,000 different crystals that people recommend for this spiritual awakening. My philosophy is that if you work with the crystals that you have are the ones that you're drawn to. And when you're drawn to a crystal, when you see it in a store and you want to hold it, or you can't stop thinking about it. Now, if you really want to learn about crystals, my crystal classes are coming up again next month. I teach them only 2 to 3 times a year. They are coming up. So I would highly recommend getting into them. If you have crystals, you don't know what to do with them, you don't know what they do, and you really want to learn a left brain, right brain explanation of why we love these beautiful crystals. So let me go through some that I love for this energy shift. Clear quartz. Now, clear quartz amplifies your energy. Its only job is to move chi, energy in the body. Okay, so you will feel good. It'll raise your vibration. I like to go with the higher vibrational clear quartz. So I tend to go for, this is a Tibetan. I like the Tibetans. I like the Himalayan quartz, and I like the Lemurian quartz. These all pick the person. I have these in my private crystal store, and they really attune you to higher vibration. They connect you to this higher energy where you just you know things. It really works on your intuition. So you get beautiful guidance because it clears you. Its job is to just move energy, so it clears you so that you can know things. That's why I like clear quartz. I also like rose quartz. Rose quartz is your crystal of unconditional love and self-love, so that you can release all of this wound energy that Chiron is asking you to release. Kunzite is also a great heart chakra crystal. It's known as the stone of emotion. It's another unconditional love crystal, and it connects you to universal love, especially if you don't feel loved, if you feel abandoned, if you feel alone. Maybe you've lost a lot of friends or family members recently because of these differing opinions, or they've passed away. I mean, if you're really feeling isolated, Kunzite is your crystal, okay? It just brings an energy of belonging. I also like carnelian with malachite together, because what these two do is clear emotional baggage and deeply purge emotions, which are often not even stored in the heart. They're stored in the sacral chakra, where the carnelian really resonates. So if you're having lower digestive issues, you probably need a purge. It's probably emotional. Carnelian with malachite, literally put them together, lay them around your belly button. You can lay them all over your body and watch what happens. I also like azurite because it's a third eye crystal. It's a beautiful, deep, blue, and it connects your third eye and your crown, your knowing chakra, to help you with intuitive development. It raises your consciousness. It gives you new, higher viewpoints and perspectives. Now, these are all high vibrational crystals. So early on, I mentioned that the new energy, we need to raise our vibration, and we need to also ground. Okay, I got 3 grounding crystals that I like. I like black tourmaline. It's made of iron and aluminum. It's like a coat of shining armor. Okay, can't get more grounding than black tourmaline. That's a good one to have. Amethyst is a good one because even though it is quartz, which is high vibrational, it has iron in it. So, this is the crystal that guards against psychic attacks, from energy attacks, because as you're tapping into higher consciousness, you may feel more vulnerable. So it's a very protective stone. It helps to calm your mind. It helps you focus and make decisions. I love it for meditation. And then last but not least, labradorite. This is a very mystical crystal. I mean, it looks like it comes from another planet. It is beautiful. And what it does is it grounds spiritual energies into this earthly existence. It's very transformative. So these are the tools that I work with. These are the tools that we talk about in the sacred shift. I mean, we talk about even a lot more than that. We talk about cleansing the body and, you know, food choices and, oh my gosh, all sorts of different things. So one thing that I would invite you to do right now is to just close your eyes. All right. And I'm going to ask you some questions. And I want you to take note if you say yes, if any of these resonate with you. You have goals and dreams that are stuck and you know they need to take flight. You are lost and questioning your purpose of why you're here on earth. You have worked all the techniques you have been taught, but they're not moving you forward. You feel uncentered, ungrounded, unclear, uncertain of your path ahead and even the first step to take. You're feeling unwell, imbalanced, depleted, drained, overwhelmed, angry, depressed, unmotivated, uncomfortable, all the negative energies. You have a yearning in you, but you lack the action and the clarity and the motivation to bring it to life. You know the energy of our times are challenging you to shift, but you're not sure how to do it. You're an intention-driven person who's ready to drop the excuses and shift into your highest potential. Is that you? You're ready to understand and come into alignment with this energy shift so that you can live your highest potential. Is that you? You're ready to embrace that your business or your personal goals must be energetically aligned for your success. Does that sound familiar? So how many did you say yes to? Because these are the things that we talk about in the sacred shift. You know, you'll also learn about seasonal energies, the energy for each month. We talk about movement and exercise that goes with certain seasons, cleanses for each season. You know, for example, you do not try to lose weight in the winter. It won't work. It won't work. You have to wait until spring. We talk about seasonal foods. I give you healthy recipes. We talk about chakras and relevant books and oracle cards and planetary energies and the Schumann resonance and oils and crystals, guided meditations and affirmations. I mean, it's literally everything that I have ever learned and been certified in wrapped up in one course so that you spend your time wisely and not add to your busy schedule, because it's all about learning to flow, not adding more to your schedule. So if you are interested in the sacred shift, you can go to manifestedharmony.com and one of the tabs says sacred shift, and you can read all about it. Because if you're ready to feel better, do better, want better, this is for you. I mean, it's a beautiful investment in yourself, and everyone around you is going to benefit. And if you're ready to end 2022 differently than previous years, then this really is for you. Okay. So from now until September 3rd, if you want to join this, I have quarterly memberships and I have an annual membership, which is by far the best deal because you get like a 40% discount with the annual membership. But either membership, I'm offering a 10% discount code through September 3rd. Okay. It is August 29th right now through September 3rd. The code is the numbers 10 off. So 10 off, no space in between for 10% off. And it expires September 3rd because we have our meetup on September 4th and you can join it. You can also join in the fall equinox ceremony that I will have in September. And there's access to a lot of free classes that other people pay for. You'll get access to the oily crystal seasonal classes for free. The body system series I did last year, you get it for free. The year of well-being that I'm doing this year, you get it for free. There's a ton of stuff that you get. And if you are in my essential oil team, the Permastay oil team, contact me separately because you get an even bigger discount. And once you lock in a membership rate, it continues for as long as this program continues, and it is definitely going into next year. So, I created this because the energies of the past few years have left a lot of people feeling confused and uncertain and depleted and lacking direction and lacking motivation. People who once were highly motivated and really loved their career all of a sudden don't. The sacred shift helps you understand what's going on. So I'd love to have you join the group. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to show a PowerPoint because of the Zoom issues. I'm hoping I can get access to the recording. I cannot download the recording through my phone, which is how I've been taping this. But if I ever can get access through the internet on my computer to my Zoom account, I will download this. So anyway, thank you very much for joining in. And if you have any questions, you know where to message me. You can message me through Facebook, the Manifested Harmony page, on Instagram, under Allie Catalyst. You can email me, just go to the manifestedharmony.com website. Reach out if you have any questions. I would love to have you come on board. All right, thanks for being patient as I had to do this on my phone. So hope you all have a good night. Talk to you all later.